Yeah, hi everyone. Good morning, all of you. I'm sharing my screen. So, I give the summary what we discussed in the last session. I hope my screen is visible for everyone. Last session we discussed about arrays, right? We started arrays. Arrays. Okay. What is array? Array is the container which is used to store the group of values. And arrays belong to non-primitive data type. It can hold multiple values at a time. Okay. Next, we discussed about like how JVM will treat the arrays. So JVM will treat as array as the special method in I would say object in JVM, and JVM will allocate the memory in the heap area. Already you know JVM architecture diagram, all of you know, right? Okay, JVM will allocate the memory for the arrays in heap area. Next one is the beauty of array is it can store the values, it can retrieve the values based on the index positions. Okay, so that diagram also we seen like there is a array, and if I want to store the values, the first value will be stored at the index position 0. This is the index positions. This is the 0, 1, and 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is the beauty of array. It can store the values and we can retrieve the values based on the index position. So if I want to store the values 80, the 80 value will be stored at the index position 0. If I want to store the value 70, that value will be at the store at the index position 1. Okay. Now the size of array is 5. The size of array is 5, and the last index position of the array is 4. The formula is n minus 1. N minus 1. N meaning size of array, and this is the last index position. Last index position of array is n minus 1. N is the size of array. Okay, and various we discussed various other points also, like in array declaration. Array contain there are two parts: array declaration and array initialization. Array, I can say array declaration and array initialization. Array declaration meaning we are going to declare data type array name, that is called array declaration. In case of array initialization, we are going to declare data type, array name, and size of the array. Size of the array. Array is the static container, so where we need to mention the size. Okay, so based on the size, we can able to store the values. We can able to store the values, and after that, there are types of arrays. First one is single dimensional array and second one is the multi-dimensional array. First one is single dimensional array. Single dimensional array. Single dimensional array meaning we can assign the values only one direction. We can pass the values in only one direction. So we discussed few of other programs also that I showed you. This program already we discussed in the last session, right? There is a single dimensional array. Single dimensional array we discussed in the last session. Data types, array demo.java. I am opening this one. If I open this file, so this is the program, and we discussed various other variations as well in case of single dimension. Okay, so directly I am all the values I am passing into one variable. That variable name is AR. Okay, this is the our wish. We can give any other name as well. So in that case, I am taking as I taken as AR as the variable name, and this is the for each loop. What it will do? So initially AR is the variable, it can hold all the values, and there is a for each symbol, and it can give all the values one by one to the S variable. Okay, this is so everywhere whenever we want to retrieve the values, this is the recommended approach. Very important. Okay, for each loop is the very important, and so most of them we will use for each loop only. Most of them we will use for each loop only. We can pass the values, I can say we can pass the values in single direction. What is the syntax for the single dimensional array is data type, and this is the symbol for single dimensional array. When I mention square braces, this is symbol for single dimensional array, and variable name equal to new is the key operator, right, which is used to create the objects. Array is also object, right, new, and data type, and the size of the array I am taking as n. So based on the requirement you can take as the size of the array. Okay, this is for single dimensional array, meaning I can able to store the values in only one direction from left to right. There is we have multi-dimensional array as well. Multi-dimensional array, we have multi-dimensional array as well. Multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array, the syntax for this one is we can pass the values in two directions. So this is also very easy, like with respect to single dimensional array, the syntax is data type, variable name equal to new data type, and size. This is with respect to single dimensional array, and whereas same in case of multi-dimensional array, so same syntax, instead of square braces we will mention double square braces, that's it. So I can write here once again data type of the array, data type, where I can mention double square braces, and here I can mention variable name, and new operator, and data type, and size of the array. So here I would show the values in column wise. First one is rows, and here I can store the values in column wise. Are you guys clear? Are you guys clear with my statements? What I'm saying? If you see here, the syntax, if you know how to write the syntax for the single dimensional array, then easy for multi-dimensional array as well. If you see, the difference is when I want to write the syntax for the single dimensional array, I can declare the only single square braces. When I want to write with the multi-dimensional array, then I can write with the double square brace. That's it. Remaining everything is the same. Data type is the same. Variable name is the same. New keyword is the same, and data type is the same. And here, this is multi-dimensional. No, we can assign the values in two directions, rows and columns. That I can show you programmatical as well. Then you can get the better clarity on it. Okay. I would take MS Paint, and here properties, changing the properties 8999, something I'm changing to, yeah, multi-dimensional naming. We can store in two directions. For example, I am taking this one, and Yeah, see here. Now, when you go with the single dimensional array, basically only you can able to store in only one direction. For example, let us assume this is the single dimensional array. This is the single dimensional array. You can able to store in only one direction, right? I am mentioning like this. Okay. Here I would like to store the values. The values are, I would say, some 80 and 70 and 60 and 50. So here I am storing the values in one direction, right? I am storing the values in one direction. If you guys closely observe, I am storing the values in one direction. So this is actually I am saying as the single dimension array, meaning we are assigning the values in only one direction. That is the reason I am calling this is the single dimension. But if you observe here, I am storing the values in two directions. That is x direction and y direction as well. And you know, you want to know like column and a row. Column meaning top to bottom, row meaning left to right. Okay. And in case of double multi-dimensional array, the values you can store in the column and row wise. Column and row wise. Okay. So row meaning left to right, column meaning top to bottom. Top to bottom. Here you can store the values in RC, meaning index position 0 comma 0 means the value will be stored at the index position 0 comma 0, meaning the initial value will be stored here. So where I would mention, for example, here I can pass some values, some 800. This value will be stored at the index position 0 comma 0, which means row 0 column 0. Next up, I am want to 1200. This will be stored at 0 comma 1. 0 means row 0, column meaning this is the where I can write here clearly. You will get the better clarity. Top to bottom is called column and left to right is called row. And this is C0 and this is C1. Okay, next this is row 0 and this is row 1. This is row 1. Okay, now 800 I want to store at the position 0 comma 0 comma 0 means row 0 and column 0. That value will be stored at the here. And now the next position is 0 comma 1. 0 comma 1. The value will be stored at the index, which means the 1200 will be stored here, meaning row 0 and column 1. Same way, if you simply see the diagram, the table, you will be easily understood. Okay, now I would like to take some other value. Some I want to store some 2200, and here also I want to store some 5400. And you guys tell me, so where this value will be stored? 1 comma 0, row 0 and column 0. Here 1 comma 1, meaning row and column. Row and column. This is clear, right? So if you understand, don't confuse rows or columns. Column meaning top to bottom, row meaning left to right. Left to right, top to bottom. Okay? Okay, fine. And here also same. Uh, the beauty of array is it can show the values. We can retrieve the values based on the index positions. Now we can try and then we can write with one or two programs on the multi-dimensional array. Then we can we can try to understand. So I could so I created one folder for all Java classes, right? Here also I would like to go and then I would like to create a new Java file, and there is a text document I would like to take, and then name also I would like to mention multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional Java. So make sure everything is matters, capitalizations. Okay, everything is matters. I'm taking public class, and where I would mention class name multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional. So see here, spelling is something is other we written. Okay, this is the scope of the class, and I would like to take the main method public static void main, and where I would like to take string args, and this is the scope of the main method. This is the scope of the main method. Okay. Now, what is the syntax for the single dimensional array? Data type, single square braces. Next, variable name, equal to new data type size. Size, right? Okay, size. Next, this is for what? Single dimensional. Okay, very good. This is for single dimensional array. Now, what is the syntax for the multi-dimensional array? Data type, double square braces, and where I would mention variable name, new. Should I by heart anything? No, right? You have to understand the simple how we can remember, like that. You have to understand new, and next we have data type, and the size in rows and columns. Rows and columns. That's it. This is for multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array. That's it. Okay. Single dimensional array and multi-dimensional. If you know how to handle with the single dimensional array, then there is no need to remember anything, like you can easily handle the multi-dimensional array as well. Multi-dimensional array as well. Okay. Okay, fine. Now we are going with the multi-dimensional array, and this is I am commenting, and I would like to I'm mentioning in a data type is int, and variable name also I would like to take taking as the here is the variable name new, and int size I would like to I am taking the same thing. If you see here, how much is the size? What is the size? 2 comma 2. 2 comma 2. So last index position, how we can get the last index position? N minus 1. 2 minus 1 equal to 1. The last index position is 1 comma 1. If you want to write program for this same box, same data, if you want to print, then you can go with the size of array is 2 comma 2. 2 comma 2. This is the 2. You guys clear with my statements. Data type, and double square braces, and AR variable name. New is the operator. Already we discussed about what is the purpose of new operator. Data type and size. Now I want to store the values based on the index positions. So same thing. Mention 0 comma 0 and store the value 800. Coming to here, and AR square braces, and mention here 0 and 0 equal to 800, and next AR 0 comma 1, you can store the value 1200. Next AR. Next what we have 1011 1 and 0. Here I would like to store the values some 2200 and AR of 1 comma 1 1 comma 1 and I would like to store the values 5400. Okay, now I want to print the values based on the index position. Okay, so if you want to print, so take a sysout statement system dot out dot println and mention here whatever the index position you want to print, that you can copy and then you can keep inside the SOP statement. That's it guys. So what I did here, I declare the array, I assign the values, I am printing the specific value. I am printing the specific value. Okay. So simply I can save the file and wherever Java file is available, go to the location. Go to the location CMD and Java C and the name is where this is, yeah, Java C. Make sure the name should be the same, multi-dimensional. The file has successfully compiled Java and I would mention, see here, whatever the value I am trying to printing, the value is displaying or not? Yes, the value is displaying. The value is displaying. Okay, fine, very good. I want to print all the values. So this is the array. No, I want to print all the values. So in the scenario number one, when I try to print, it is printing only one value. I want to print all the values. If I want to print all the values, then obviously you can go ahead with normally there is a for each loop also can go ahead with, for example, for each loop and for loop and nested for loop. I am going with the nested for loop approach. And if you see here, you can do the initialization. Any variable names you can take anything. Int x equal to 0 and x less than, the size is 2, right? Less than 2 and x plus plus. And coming to here, int y equal to 0 and y less than 2. Next y plus plus operator. Okay, coming to here and take SOP statement system dot out dot println system dot out dot println and here you can mention AR square braces. Here you can mention variable names x and y, x and y. Close here, save this one. Go to command prompt, use up arrow, you will get the previous command Java C and see, you are able to getting all the values. You are able to getting all the values. Okay, fine. This is scenario number. Scenario number 3 is, so this is normally you can assign, this is the one way and without you can directly assign the values here as well. Are you guys clear with my statements? This is one way to assign the values based on the index positions. So without writing these all things, directly you can able to write here as well. You can pass the values here as well. So for that I am taking square braces, and here I would like to pass the values. So first one is 800 and 1200. Okay, these values will be stored at the index position 0 comma 0 and 0 comma 1. Next I can take and then I can store these two values 2200 and that's it. Okay, this all the values are. So basically for reducing the code and all, we can directly pass the values like this. So if you pass like this also, internally the values, these values will be stored based on the index positions. Internally these values will be stored based on the index positions. Okay, so the same program, if I print this one, Java C multi-dimensional array and Java, so you will get able to get the same values. So multi-dimensional array will not only practice purpose, you can do 2-3 scenarios, but multi-dimensional we will not use anywhere, because only single dimensional array we can use. Okay, practice with more programs on single dimensional array. For practice purpose, 1 or 2 programs you can try with multi-dimensional array. Okay. Okay, fine. Next, last session, there is a concept we have, right? How to read the data from the keyboard. How to read data from the keyboard. There are 3 ways to read the data from the keyboard, right? What are the 3 ways? First one is the scanner class, and the second one is the buffered reader, and third one is command line arguments. Command line arguments. Command line arguments. Guys, if you see here, if I open any program, for example, if I open this program, this is the predefined keyword, and this is what this is the class name, also called as identifier. So already you know how to follow the naming conventions for this one, and this is the topic comes under the concept of OOPS concept. So we have the OOPS concept. I can categorize OOPS into 2 parts. So this will comes under the OOPS part 1, class and object, and this is the access specifiers concept, and this is also access specifiers concept, and from here to here this is the methods concept. There is a concept that is in the OOPS concept, that is the methods concept. And now see this one, this is what this is the array. The data type of this array is string, meaning whatever the program we are writing, for example I written there are almost 5 to 6 lines. 5 to 6 lines will be stored in the format of array, that is string format. Okay, any data if you are writing in the Java program, all the lines, so default it will be stored in the format of string only, and this is the variable name. So instead of this variable name, if you want to give any other name, yes you can give. If you can give other name, if you want to compile, then that compilation will happen, but data type should be the string only. Why? Because all it will be default, it will be taken like as the string format only. Variable name you can take other one as well, instead of false you can take other variable name as well. Okay. Okay, fine. I hope this is the topic which we completed, and coming sessions there is a method concept, and in that method, in the at the time of naming conventions, what is the difference between variable and method? Method contain parenthesis. Wherever you see the parenthesis, then you can that is the method. So here what I am doing, what actually this is the main method, right? What is happening there actually, main method, for the main method all our data we are passing as a input in the format of array. In the format of array. So methods meaning methods are the variable methods will do the actions which can take the parameters as the input and they can do some operations on those variables. So here also what I am doing, what actually here the program is happening. So whatever the statements we written, all the statements we are passing as a input to the main method. So this is the arrays concept we done, and this is the variable name, and this is the which means single dimensional array. The data type of this single dimensional array is string. It can take only string. It can take only string. Variable name can take anything. Variable name can take anything. Okay, fine. Now, so if you see here, if you like anything, it will be taken as string values only. So when you go with the command line arguments also, it can able to take in the format of string only. In the format of string only. Now coming to command line arguments, the concept, the heading for the command line arguments, command line arguments. In command line arguments, we can pass the values to the main method. We can arguments meaning values. Parameters also variables that we can pass to the input as the method. Command line arguments we can pass values, we can pass values directly to the main method, directly to the main method, directly to the main method, directly to the main method. So main method by default, it will take only string data. It will take only string data. Okay, so what actually we can do in our program? So I can write a program and then I will show you June Java batch, where I will go here, and here I would like to create one more file. I am taking as a text document, and here I would like to mention command line arguments. Some class name I am giving. Okay, and you have to follow the syntax: public class and CA, and this is the scope of class, and main method I am taking public static void main, and I would say string aux, and this is the scope of the main method, and inside the main method, for this main method I would like to pass the values. I said this is the mandatory variable name. No, you can take any other name. For example, I am taking VA, and so now command line arguments meaning I can able to directly pass the values to the directly main method. So main method is also array, right? How we can store the meaning? What is the beauty of array? We can pass the values based on the index position. So VA at the initial index position is 0, 0, right? Are you guys clear with my statements? Okay, and this will be stored in the format of string only. But what my requirement is, I want to take input two values from the keyboard. I want to do some operation like addition, calculation. So for that, if I take any value like integer, everything also, it will be taken as the string only. I want to convert this into integer type. If I want to convert, then there is a class that is the integer class. integer class. That integer class is coming from where there is a document which I shared with you already, right? Java SE8 document. In that document, go and check with the java.lang package. There is a package that is java.lang package. I am going with the java.lang package, and there is a integer class. Go to that integer class, and there is a method called parseInt method. ParseInt is the method which can convert I would say string values into the integers. Okay, so I am using the same methods here as well. Integer and parseInt. So this method I am calling with the class name because that is static method. So what does it mean by static method and all? So coming sessions you can able to get the clarity. ParseInt is the method, and for this parseInt method, whatever the input value I am taking from the keyboard, that I am passing as a parameter. Parameters meaning parameters are the variables which contains the values which we can pass to the method to perform some operation. To perform some operation. Okay, so input value that I am converting into the number, and this is the normally I am variable. This you can give anything int a, and this is with respect to index position 0. So like that you can do with respect to index position 1 as well. Integer is the class name, integer dot I can say parseInt, and va dot 1, and here also I would mention b, and the data type of it is yeah. So here I would like to take the one print statement as well, system.out.println, and here I would like to mention please enter the value. I would mention please enter value of array at index position 0 0. Okay, fine. So same thing, I could copy this entire statement, and I can mention, I would mention here as well. Please enter the value of array at the index position 1. At the index position 1. Now I want to do some calculation, right? Now, uh, now in the program we have the variables, then we can do any operation. Enter result equal to a plus b, and now I'm taking the system.out.println, and here I would like to mention simply the addition of two variables, the addition of two values, the addition of two values is, I would like to mention here, that is I would say result, and I'm saying this one. This is how. This is clear or no? So simply what I'm doing here, there is a main method. Main method by default it will be taken, it will be taking only string only. If you give any input values, it will be considered everything like as the string only. And in my case, my requirement is I want to do addition operation. So by default, when I try to given the values as an integer, by default it will be taking as the string. So I am converting string values into number format. Number format. Okay. This is the value I can give from the keyboard. Okay. So when I give given from the keyboard, so this is number, but this will be considered like as string. So in my program, what I'm doing, I am converting this into number integer, and here also the same thing. This value I can take from the keyboard, and here also I can take the value from the keyboard, and this again I can convert into number, and here I am doing the addition operation. This is the variable name, again variable name, and here I am doing the addition operation, and now I am printing the values. Now I am printing the values. Okay, fine. Save the program and go to the file location wherever the file is available. There itself you can open the command prompt. Control A, CMD, and Java C. Class name is CA, right? CA.java. File has successfully compiled. Java. Next there is a CA. But here we need to give the arguments. Arguments mean values. Where we will give in the command prompt itself, we need to give. The topic is also command line arguments, right? Command line arguments meaning in the command prompt, arguments meaning values. In the command prompt, we have to give the values. Java command, CA file name, and I would like to give the value 60, and some I would like to give some 200. So see here. See, the addition of two values is 260. 260. Okay. So where actually I am giving input as, so in the command line itself I am giving the values. In the command line itself I am giving the values. So these are the three ways. These are the three ways to give input from keyboard to program. Are you guys clear with my statements? First one is the scan class. Second one is the buffer reader. Third one is the command line arguments. The command line arguments, the command prompt. When we want to open the command prompt to compile the program, so here itself we need to give the values Java, and for example if I want to give some 800 and 200, and you can see that we need to give the file name as well. So CA is the file name, and where I would give 800 and some 900. This is the values. So see here, these are the two values. This is clear or not? This is clear or not? Anyone have any confusion? Yes, slowly we are entering into the program, and we started the non-primitive data types. We done with the primitive data types already, and we started with the non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types. What are the non-primitive data types we have? We have the non-primitive data types: arrays. Second one is the strings, and the third one is class and object. Class, and fourth one is the collections. This is what non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types. So with this, we done with the arrays. You have to practice multiple programs. So there are multiple when you go with other resources as well. So they try to explain with other examples as well. You have to refer those as well. And arrays, and these are the non-primitive data types. Next, we are going with the strings. Next heading is strings, guys. String. What is string? What is char? Char can able to store the only single character, but I want to store a multiple characters. So if you want to store the multiple characters, then there is a concept string. String which is used to store the group of characters. 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 Okay, the syntax for the string is string data type, and variable name. Variable name you can give anything. Next here I would mention group of characters, some such. Group of characters. But when you go with the char, we cannot able to store a group of characters. There itself we can able to read only single character. This is the syntax for the string. Data type, that should be the string, and variable name, and group of characters. Group of characters. Group of characters. So next, basically, string is string is immutable, guys. Immutable. String is immutable. Immutable meaning we cannot change the values. We cannot change the values. Values is fixed. We cannot change the values. Values is fixed. Everything, everything which will in the format of string. So everybody, you guys are using WhatsApp, Instagram, everything, right? You are sending the message to other person hello, and that person also give to reply hi, and everything which will be stored in the format of string only. You are like you will ask the number, please send your number. That person also will send the number to you. That person also will give the number. Number also will be stored in the format of string. Everything, whenever we are doing the messages, Instagram, any chatting, which will be taking in the format of string only. So in browser also we are searching with like some document, everything. If you see here docs, Oracle, Combat, this is string only. And if you are searching with like www.youtube.com, that is also string. Everything in the format of string only. So by default, everything it will be taken, considered as the string, and it will be taken as the string only. So here the thing is, string is immutable. For example, you are sending the message to other person hello, so that hello message, outside people cannot modify that message, meaning there is some hackers and all, right? There is hackers, and that hackers cannot modify our day that string value, because string is immutable. String is immutable. Okay, so when you are sending the message, and if any person, third party person, meaning hackers, will try to change our message, that is not possible, because string is immutable. The string values we cannot change. String values we cannot change. String values we cannot change. String is the immutable. So string concept is also very important, and everywhere we will use the string. Everything which will in the format of string only. String is which is used to store the group of characters. The syntax for the string is string and variable name, and it can store all the group of characters. And string is immutable. String is immutable. And the next question is, how many ways we can create the string? Next heading is, how many ways we can create the string. There are three ways to create the string, guys. There are three ways to create the string. First one is literal approach. Using literal approach. Literal approach. And second one is using a new operator approach. New operator approach. And third one is converting arrays into string. Third one is converting arrays into char arrays into string. There are three ways to create the string, guys. Using literal approach, using new operator approach and converting char arrays into string. Char arrays into string. So this I could there are some so here few points. So how the JVM will treat the string? How the JVM will treat the string? So string, it will be stored in the heap area, that is string constant pool area. So for example, string is the special thing in the Java. For example, in your home, you are doing some function like your brother's marriage or your marriage. You are doing function in your marriage, okay? And you invited some guest. How you can treat that guest in your function? Separately, you can give the one room for him, and you will ask what you want. You want tea, coffee, like that. You will do all kind of things, right? So here also, string is the special thing in the Java, and that is the reason JVM also will allocate the memory for the string in heap area, string constant pool area. That is called SCP. Okay, that is called SCP. Here the point is JVM will allocate the memory for the JVM will allocate memory for the string is string constant pool area. String constant pool area, also called as string constant pool area (SCP), which is available in heap area. Okay, fine. There are three ways to create. That is using literal approach, using new operator approach, and third one is converting arrays into string. So I can show you. There is a document on it. We can go through that and then there is some methods. There are methods. So here the thing is, string has two siblings, guys. String has two siblings. Those siblings are string buffer and next one is string builder. String builder. So if you can able to understand string, then you can able to understand string buffer and string builder. There is a little differences in between them, and this is synchronized and this is not synchronized. Okay, so remaining whatever it is doing, remaining also same. The thing is, string has two siblings. One is string buffer, second one is string builder. String buffer and string builder. Okay, okay, fine. So here the thing is, by default a string cannot modify any person. Outside people or any person by default cannot modify. So what Java team they provided? They provided some methods. If you want to do manipulation, if you want to manipulate the string, then Java team provided to us some methods. That concept is called string manipulation. That concept is called string manipulation. Are you guys clear with my statements? Generally, outside people cannot able to modify data because this is the string format, right? But Java team, what they did actually, so sometimes we want to require to manipulate the string data as well. So that is the reason they provided some methods. With the help of those methods only you can do the manipulations. Manipulations meaning you can change the string data. Okay, so that concept is called string manipulations. String manipulations. String by default we cannot change the value because string is the immutable. String is the immutable, we cannot change the values. But sometimes we need to modify the value. So Java team, they provided to us some predefined methods are called uh, string methods. We can help of those methods we can able to do the string manipulations. By default that is not possible. But with the help of predefined methods that is possible. That concept name is called string manipulations. How we can do those manipulations and all we'll see. There is some methods and this document also I will share with you. See here, string is an object that represents the sequence of characters. These are the examples. Hello, some. These are the examples. Next up, in Java, string is represented by the string class, which is available in the Java.lang package. So string is the class which is available in the Java.lang. String is the predefined class, right? That which is available in the Java.lang package. Okay. Next thing is one important thing to notice about the string object is string object is that string objects are immutable. That means once a string object is created, it cannot be changed. It cannot be changed. Meaning string is the immutable. String is the immutable. So I hope you guys are clear with these three statements. What is string and where is available and what is the purpose of string. String is immutable. Once you assign the value, you cannot change. It cannot be changed by default. This is the by default nature. And how many ways you can create? There are three ways to handle the string data in Java. We need to an object of a string class. Basically, there are three ways to create the string object. What are the three ways? Literal approach, new operator approach, and converting character arrays into string. There are three ways, right? Literal, new keyword. What does it mean by each one? We'll see one by one. But as of before, you have to understood theoretical part. Basically, what is that and how many ways you can create? There are three ways: literal approach, new keyword approach, and converting char arrays into string approach. Okay. Now we can go ahead with the one by one. I hope you guys are clear. What is string and how many ways you can create the string? There are three ways, and what are the string siblings we have, and what is string manipulations. So before string manipulations, we can go ahead with first literal approach. Heading is using literal approach. Literal approach meaning directly can assign the value to the string, that is called literal approach, guys. Normally, how we can create the string? Normal data type and variable name, and then we can directly pass the string value. So here I would like to take string and variable name. Next here I can directly pass the values. This is what guys, this is literal approach. I created the string, creating string using literal approach. Literal approach meaning normal approach. Directly you can pass the value. We can assign the value to the variable is called literal approach. This is called literal approach. Are you guys clear with my statements or not? There are three ways. We are going with the first approach. Group of characters is called string, and directly I assign the string value to the variable is called literal approach. This is the approach number one. This is the approach number one. When you create like this, where actually this value will be stored, there is a heap memory, right? You know already JVM architecture. JVM architecture is also very important. You have to understand how internally a JVM is treating all the variables. So in case of this literal approach, how it will be treated actually, that I can show you. You know, the JVM architecture, we have the memory sections, right? This is the directly I am writing the memory sections. Basically here we have the class loader and memory sections and execution engine and interface, NATO interface, NATO stack and all, right? I'm not writing all the components. Directly I'm taking the memory areas, memory sections I'm taking. And this is, we have method area, and this is where we have PC register and Java stack, native stack, and here we have the heap area, and this is the native stack. So this is the heap area, right? This is the heap area. Again, I am writing this heap area. Again, I am taking a big diagram. This is heap area. I am writing. This is what heap area. Okay. So when I store this one, I am mentioning like as variable name as v1. This is the string, right? This will be stored in the SCP. This is what SCP, string constant pool area. This is also special memory in the JVM. Where it is available, this is available in heap area, and whatever the string I stored, that will be stored in here. This is the string value will be stored here, and that reference variable name is v1. That reference variable name is v1. This is actually which will happen centrally like this. This is clear or not? This is clear or not? String, we are going with the literal approach, first approach. Literal approach meaning directly we can assign the group of characters into variable is called literal approach. So here the thing you have to understand how the JVM will treat the literal approach. When we store the group of characters, then all characters will be stored in the SCP. SCP is the memory cell which is present in the heap area, and uh, that all the string will be stored in the SCP, and this is the reference variable name is the v1. v1, okay. The same thing I can go with the document and then show. Working with the string literal. String literal is Java is created by using double quotes. See here, a string str hello. See here, always is created in the string constant. The string literal is always created inside their SCP, string constant pool area, where it is available. It is available in the heap area. It is available in heap area. Okay, this is clear, guys. What I'm saying. Uh, okay, this is the scenario number one, guys. Now, scenario number one is I am trying to store the group of characters, which means string. In that case, JVM will allocate the memory in the SCP, meaning string will be stored in the string constant pool area. Okay, this is the scenario number one. Scenario number two, what happened? I am coming to here. This is variable one, and here I am mentioning same string I am passing such. So in this case, what happened? How the JVM will treat that? So in this case, what happened? So the string, first JVM will check the string constant pool area CP, which means the string already exists or not. If it is already exist, then JVM will not create no new string because this is already available. This is already available in the SCP. Okay. So when you create the string, so first JVM will check that string is already available in the SCP or not. If it is already exist, then JVM will not create no new string. Okay, will not create, and it can assign new variable name. It can assign the new variable name. So if you come to this point, can you all of you can you please read this statement? Whenever we create the string literal in Java, JVM check the string constant pool first. If the string already existing in the string SCP string constant pool, no string object will be created in the string pool by the JVM. Next, can you please read this one? JVM uses the same thing, same string object by pointing a reference to it, save the memory. But if the string does not exist in the string pool, JVM creates new string object and placed in the pool. You guys, I hope this is clear. Meaning, first it will check. It is already available, it won't create no new string and it can provide the one reference variable to use that string. If it is not available, for example, if I am mentioning like double two, this is if not available, then it will allocate the memory in the SCP. So that is the meaning of these two lines. So see, come to here, string one, variable name is the S1, message is hello, variable name is hello, and in that case, what is happening? So first, JVM will go to the SCP and it will check the SCP and uh, string object already available, then what it is doing, it will not create no new two strings. It will provide the reference point S1 and S2, S1 and S2. This is all about first approach, that is literal approach. So here you are familiar with, you should be confident with how you can create the lateral approach, how the JVM is, allocating the memory in the SCP. These are the two things you should be familiar. Okay, once you are familiar with the first approach, next we are going with the second approach, that is using new operator approach. Already you know what is new operator, what it will do, creating the object, right? Here also can create the string, new string, that's it. This is second approach to create the by using new keyword or new operator approach. I am coming to new operator approach. See here, second way creating an object to the string class is by using new operator. It is just like creating an object of any class. It can be declared as the follows like. See here, a new, and here I am passing string. For example, hello. String means what? Group of characters. And this object we cannot use anywhere, and this data type is string. Guys, this is one way to create the object, and we are discussing second way. Second way is by using new operator approach. New operator is the keyword, and we are going with the new operator approach, and we are creating the string by using new operator. Normally, how you can create object for any class? Class new, class name, and variable name and data type, right? So same way here also same thing. New, coming to here, new string, data type, which means class name and string. Same thing here also. This is the second way. Here what happens actually, whenever we will create the object of string class using new operator approach, JVM will create, there are two objects. First object will be created in the heap area and store the string hello. First object it will be created inside the heap area and it will show the hello. And after storing the data, first it will create an object in the heap area and store the string hello into the object. After storing the data into the memory, JVM will point the reference variable to that object in that heap and allocate the memory for the string object is shown below figure. So actually what happens here, coming to here, so what is the purpose of new operator, which is used to create the object? What is this? This is string. So anywhere the string will be stored in the SCP, string constant pool area. So in this case what happens generally, if you see the syntax, so the JVM will create, there are two objects. This is string object that will be create in the SCP, and this is obviously, this is already normal approach, like this will be stored in the heap area. Okay, So the same thing he is also saying, I would say the same thing in the document also. I would like to mention here. You can assume this is the heap area, and in the heap memory, I would like to mention this is the heap area, and in the heap area we have heap area as well. I would say string constant pool area. This is SCP. This is what SCP. Okay, string constant pool area. So hello will be stored in the SCP. Are you guys clear with my statements? This will be stored in SCP. I hope this is visible for everyone, right? Hello. This is what? This is the string. And this is I am keeping inside the SCP. Okay, that is okay. Next, there is new, right? New is the operator. And what is the purpose of new operator? When you wherever you mention the new operator, object will be created inside the heap area. Object will be created inside the heap area, and this is the object, and this is created because of new operator. Okay, this is the different, and this is created because of new operator, and this is also holding same message, that is hello, hello, and this is the referring the reference variable name is s1, s1. Why s1? Because this object we cannot directly reuse anywhere. This directly we cannot reuse it anywhere. Okay, that is the reason again we are keeping that data in one reference variable. This reference variable wherever we want, okay, wherever we want, we can reuse this reference variable everywhere in the program. I hope you guys are clear with this statement or not. You guys are clear with my statement or not? So here you have to understand. So when you go with the new operator approach, JVM will create two objects. One object will be in the SCP because that is the string, and one object will be created in the heap area, that is by using because of new operator. New operator. So this statement you have to understand how internally it is happening. This statement you have to understand how internally the process is happening. How the internally the process is happening. Okay. So we can continue tomorrow. So today what you guys will do, we have to practice with a single dimensional, multi-dimensional, and you can go with the strings and command line argument. These are the other assignments we have to do, and then you can upload in the portal. You can upload in the portal. Okay, we can continue this one too. And after this, oops part I can categorize into, there are two parts, guys. Oops part 1 and oops part 2. In the oops part 1, so we can discuss about class and object, and after that we discuss about types of variables. Types of variables. At the beginning level, we discussed only what is variable, and in the oops parts, in the oops part 1, we discussed about the types of variables, and we discussed about we can discuss about types of methods, and we can discuss about types of constructors. Types of constructors. And after that we discussed about access specifiers. Access specifiers. And after that we have the oops part 2. In the part 2 we can discuss about oops principles. All are very very important. Whatever the topic we are saying, every topic is important, every word is important. Okay, we have principles are like encapsulation, and we have inheritance, and we have polymorphism, and we have abstraction. Okay, these are the four oops I can categorize. There are two parts, oops part 1 and oops part 2. Oops part 1 and part 2. So once we are done with the string, we can go ahead with the part 1 and part 2. part 1 and part 2. Okay, so this is the thing we can do going forward. Okay, okay, fine guys.